He can travel to any dimension at any time. He can invent a device to solve any problem or create a new one just for fun. He is, for all intents and purposes, the smartest man in the multiverse. A god in a lab coat. So, why is he the most miserable person in the universe? Across media, the genius archetype is often a power fantasy. But Rick Sanchez is something different. He isn't just a mad scientist, he's a tragic figure, a man cursed by his own intellect. The show posits that to know everything is to realize that nothing matters, and this nihilistic worldview is both Rick's greatest weapon and his self-made prison. Today we're going to deconstruct the tragedy of Rick Sanchez by exploring the source of his nihilism, how his family acts as a constant challenge to it, and how the show asks one of the most profound questions in modern television. If nothing matters, how do you find a reason to live? To understand Rick, you have to understand nihilism. It's the philosophical belief that life is without meaning, purpose, or intrinsic value. For Rick, this isn't a theory, it's a proven, observable fact. This is arguably the most important scene for understanding Rick's worldview. He messes up so badly that he destroys his entire world. But it doesn't matter. In an infinite multiverse, there are infinite replacements. Infinite Ricks, infinite Mortys, infinite families. If everything is replaceable, then nothing has any real consequence. Nothing is special. This knowledge is his power, but it's also what hollows him out. His mind-blowers aren't just a gag. They're a literal representation of how he deals with a reality he can't emotionally handle. When a truth is too inconvenient or a failure is too painful, he simply deletes it. He manufactures his own reality because the real one is unbearable, even for him. This brings us to his most famous catchphrase.
Yeah!
But its meaning is way more deep for a stupid catchphrase, which is explained by Bird Person in episode 11 of season 1.
Morty, do you know what wubba lubba dub dub means?
That's just Rick's stupid nonsense catchphrase.
It's not nonsense at all. In my people's tongue, it means, I am in great pain. Please help me.
Well, I got news for you. He's saying it ironically.
No, Morty. Your grandfather is indeed in very deep pain. That is why he must numb himself.
Come on,
Bird Person.
Come on, Bird Person. Rick's not that complicated. He's just a huge asshole.
It's the perfect encapsulation of his character. His most outward expression of joy and chaos is a literal cry for help. His power has granted him an understanding of the universe that has broken him, leaving him with only alcohol, empty adventures, and a profound, inescapable loneliness. But where did this all-consuming emptiness come from? For years, Rick's backstory was a mystery. Was he always this broken? The season 5 finale finally gave us the answer. His nihilism isn't just a philosophy, it's a traumatic response. Rick didn't choose this life. He actively rejected it. He wanted a simple, domestic existence with his family. But that was violently ripped away from him by another version of himself. A version that represented the very cosmic indifference he would later adopt. His family, the one thing that had meaning, was destroyed by the meaningless chaos of the multiverse. In response, he became that chaos. His quest for revenge against Rick Prime isn't just a mission. It's a self-destructive crusade to erase the source of his original pain. This trauma led to his greatest and most pathetic invention, the central finite curve. It's not just a clever travel method, it's a cosmic-level coping mechanism. He built a walled garden, an echo chamber of infinite universes, where he would always be the smartest man, walling himself off from the randomness that killed his family and the potential of realities where he wasn't the broken god he became. But the universe, in its own ironic way, keeps fighting back. It gives him a new family, a collection of foils who, in their own flawed ways, constantly challenge his nihilistic worldview. If Rick is the embodiment of cosmic meaninglessness, then Morty is his moral anchor. Morty believes in right and wrong. He feels empathy. He wants things to matter. He's the universe's way of reminding Rick that even if life has no inherent meaning, the meaning we create through connection is still real. Rick literally needs Morty's simple humanity to survive. both as a camouflage for his brainwaves and as an emotional counterweight. Beth represents Rick's original sin. She is the living embodiment of the daughter he failed to protect. Her constant need for his approval forces Rick to confront his role as a father, a role he abandoned. He can't dismiss her feelings as simple naivety, because her trauma is a direct result of his actions, both past and present. She is the living, breathing consequence he can't erase. And then there's Jerry. Rick despises Jerry not just because he's simple-minded, but because Jerry is everything Rick could have been, and now claims to be above. Jerry has found a measure of contentment in the quiet suburban life that Rick lost. His simple happiness is an ideological affront to Rick's complex misery. Rick needs to believe Jerry is a loser, because if someone as pathetic as Jerry can be happy, it means Rick's own choices, his genius, and his pain might have all been for nothing. But Rick's nihilism isn't a perfect shield. It's a defense mechanism, and we constantly see moments where his deep-seated humanity cracks that armor. His sacrifice at the end of Season 2 is a monumental turning point. For a man who claims nothing matters, he gives up his ultimate freedom for the family he pretends to despise. This is never more explicit than in his therapy session with Dr. Wong.
Rick, the only connection between your unquestionable intelligence and the sickness destroying your family is that everyone in your family, you included, use intelligence to justify sickness. You seem to alternate between viewing your own mind as an unstoppable force and as an inescapable curse. And I think it's because the only truly unapproachable concept for you is that it's your mind within your control. You chose to come here, you chose to talk, to belittle my vocation, just as you chose to become a pickle. You are the master of your universe, and yet you are dripping with rat blood and feces, your enormous mind literally vegetating by your own hand. I have no doubt that you would be bored senseless by therapy, the same way I'm bored when I brush my teeth and wipe my ass. Because the thing about repairing, maintaining, and cleaning is, it's not an adventure. There's no way to do it so wrong you might die. It's just work. And the bottom line is, some people are okay going to work, and some people would rather die. Each of us gets to choose.
She completely dismantles his philosophy, not with cosmic logic, but with simple human insight. She sees right through him. His intelligence isn't a reason for his actions. It's an excuse to avoid the hard work of maintaining relationships. And he knows she's right. The choice to come back for the next session is a quiet admission of that. The tragedy of Rick Sanchez is that he is a man at war with himself. He's trapped in a paradox. His genius has shown him a universe devoid of meaning, but his heart still desperately craves it. His alcoholism, his reckless behavior, his cynical catchphrases, they're all defense mechanisms to protect him from the painful truth that he does care.